Well, we have another equation to resolve, and we'll start out by identifying the common denominator and throughout, and then multiplying both sides by that common denominator to eliminate the denominators. Now, the common denominator, when one considers every term here, is 3x. So we'll multiply both sides by 3x and 3x. Now, when we multiply this side by 3x, we'll have 3x times 1 over 3 minus 2 times 3x over x, which equals, now 3x times x is 3x squared plus, and 3x times 4 is 12x. Now, these 3's divide out. That denominator has been eliminated. These factors of x divide out. That denominator has been eliminated. So what we have is x minus 2 times 3 is 6 equals 3x squared plus 12x. Now, we'll subtract x from both sides. Let's lead out with 3x squared, and we'll subtract x from both sides, and 12x minus x is 11x. And then we'll add 6 to both sides, so we have 6 plus 6, and that equals 0. Now, you might be confused because I have 0 on the right rather than on the left, since this 3x squared is on the right, and now I've got it on the left. Well, listen, does it really matter if this thing equals 0, whether you have the 0 over here or on the right side? And it doesn't. We're just more comfortable with the 0 on the right and everything else on the left, so that's the way we'll do it. And this is going to factor, and the factors of 3x squared are 3x and x. The factors of 6, such that when they're multiplied by the factors of 3, though that combination that works will be, the factors of 6 that works will be 2 and 3, and plus and plus. Now let's try it out. 3x times x is 3x squared. 2 times 3 is 6. The product of these two is 2x. The product of these two is 9x. Add them up, you get 11x. So it works. Now let's solve. So we'll set 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Subtracting 2 from both sides, we get 3x equals minus 2. And dividing through by 3, we get x equals minus 2/3. Now let's take this factor, set it equal to 0, and solve. And subtracting x from both sides, we get x equals minus 3. So the solutions are x equals minus 3 or negative 2/3, and we're done. Well, here we have another equation to resolve. And our first step will be to identify the common denominator when one considers every term, and that common denominator is 3x. And then we'll multiply both sides by that common denominator in order to eliminate the denominators. So 3x times 1 over 3 is 3x over 3 minus 2 times and 3x, and that's over x. And here we have 3x times x, which is 3x squared, plus 3x times 4 is 12x. Now here the 3's divide out and we're left with x. Here the x's divide out and we're left with 2 times 3, which is 6. And on the right we have 3x squared plus 12x. Now, we'll lead out with this 3x squared, and we'll subtract x from both sides. So 12x minus x is 11x. And we'll add 6 to both sides, plus 6. And now instead of putting the 0 on the left, I'll put it on the right. Now this factors. And the factors of 3x squared are 3x and x. The factors of 6, such that when they are form a product and sum with the factors of 3, that give us a 11x back, are 2 and 3. So and we need plus signs throughout. So let's try this out. 3x times x is 3x squared. 2 times 3 is 6. This product is 2x. This product is 9x. When you add those up, there's our 11x. So it worked. Now we'll set each factor equal to 0 and solve. So in this case, we'll subtract 2 from both sides, and then we'll divide by 3, both sides divided by 3, and we'll get x equals negative 2/3. Here we simply have to subtract 3 from both sides, and we have x equals 3. So the solutions are x equals negative 3 or negative 2/3. And we're done.